Hi, I'm Kranti Sambhav. You're watching Overdrive, and this is the latest Tata Curvv. I know you've already seen this car, you've seen the launch, you've seen our drive review as well, but that was the Tata Curvv EV version, and you can easily spot 2-3 differences on the exterior. One is obviously the front grille, which is more of a closed-off kind of setup in the EV, but the bumper and the front grille looks different. On the ICE version, you have different-looking alloys as well, but this video is more about the ICE version, which gets new petrol engine, new combo with the diesel engine, and we are going to drive both of them. So basically, Tata Curvv ICE has 3 engine options. One is 1.2 Revtron, then you have a diesel one, and then the new Hyperion one. So before we start talking about the drive and the features of this car, let's talk about the prices and the technical specifications of all these 3 versions. Now, the most subjective part of this review, which is the looks and design of this car. How do I like it? You let us know how do you like this shape and design of this car in our comment section. But I think all of us would agree that this is that aspect of Curvv which sets it apart. This is the most distinct looking element, radically different as well. What would be Curvv's punchline? Creta is a bestseller, Seltos bestseller's cousin, Grand Vitara best-selling brand's product, Kushaq, non-Korean European product, Taygun, another non-Korean European product in GTFR, Basalt, Citroen's effort to target both Creta and Nexon, or maybe Venue for that matter. So what could be Curvv's punchline? Coupe-shaped Creta killer or a compact segment all-rounder? But the front of this Tata Curvv has a very familiar face, typical Tata family face, and when you compare it with the rear, I think they could have approached it with similar kind of zeal and zest. I think this feels very familiar, as I said. But at the same time, some of the elements make it look really sharp and smart, especially the piano black finish. That's a theme overall, because on the front grille you can see that, on the bumper as well, side cowl as well, then you have wheel arches with piano black finish, then you have cladding on the sides. So overall this piano black finish goes till here. So this is wrapped in piano black elements. This makes it look really sharp and maybe higher than it actually is. And somehow this gels well with a glass roof kind of feel this goes with. Now, since I haven't driven the EV version of this Curvv, so everything looks new to me. This whole setup is new, but just like the exterior, you have lots of piano black finish on the interior as well. Door panel has this piano black finish. Then you have this steering wheel panel, which basically has Tata Motors logo when you start it. Similarly, this center panel also has lots of piano black. And right now you can't see all the controls because it's not illuminated yet. But I'll just start the car and then let's see how things change. Now the Tata logo has appeared. Now the controls have appeared as well. And I'll just reduce the fan speed so that I'm audible. On this steering wheel, which is a 4-spoke steering wheel, right side you have ADAS and cruise control and the rest of the information which you get on this instrumentation, which is kind of small. So the font sizes could have been a bit bigger for all the drivers. Overall, it looks sharp and easily readable, but the font size could have been a bit bigger. Then you have this 10.25-inch infotainment screen, which looks obviously modern, because a couple of models back, if you remember, rest of the Tata cars were very modern and nice looking, but some of the screens used to look dated. Not anymore. So this not only looks good, but the response is also nice, and you have lots of features, including wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Then you have lots of other embedded apps as well. Then you have this dash, which has lots of different, nice soft kind of material over here. Then you have dull metallic finish in the middle. Then you have this dark, maybe wine color. Overall, this looks really upmarket and premium. The gear shift, this is the manual version. This is robust looking, and you have different driving modes: City, Eco, Sport, and electronic parking brake with auto hold feature. This is basically a wireless charging pad. Then you have some space to keep yourself under the armrest. One more improvement is this key fob, which looks very sleek and premium now. So I think most of the customers would like it. So this also gives a very premium kind of feel to the whole package. Then you have ventilated seats. The button for the ventilated seat is on the right, and this driver's seat is basically powered, not the passenger seat. So this is the story of the front row of Curvv ICE version. And how can I forget? A big sunroof. So let's move to the second row of this Curvv and let's see what kind of space do we get, because as we all know, the moment sloping roof term comes into the picture, then you start thinking about the headroom. And me being 6'3", I'll just see what kind of space, what kind of knee room do we get there. So I have adjusted this seat according to my driving position, and now let's see what kind of package do we see on the second row. So the moment of truth, guys, and sloping roof with 6 feet 3 inch presenter. What kind of setup are we looking at? So this is not very comfortable for me, not comfortable at all for a passenger who is this height, but for average Indian height passengers, I think this would be kind of just okay. Knee room could have been a bit better. Thigh support is good. Overall feel is robust and nice cushioning. The armrest could have been a bit more robust. And what else do you get? So you have this AC vent or a blower, and you have a Type-C charging port and Type-A charging port. So overall, second row is okay for average Indian height passengers, 2 passengers. This space looks like okay for them. But if you are tall or taller than that, I think headroom is going to be a big issue. They have scoped this portion out, but at the same time, you will have some kind of head movement, and this is going to obstruct that. So this is the story of second row, and I think that sloping roof fear which I had, that has come true. And this could be a good surprise package for Curvv customers, because in this segment you get, gesture controlled power tailgate, and it's very consistent. Every time I've tried this, it has opened. And then the space, 500 liters of space, which is good enough, more than what you need for any typical weekend trip or those long weekend trips we keep planning. So before we start driving this Curvv petrol version, let's talk about the highlight of this one. This is fitted with the Hyperion engine, which is the latest direct injection turbocharged engine. This produces around 123 PS, and if we compare this with the Revotron one, then power difference is not that huge. But the major difference, or the main difference, is the kind of torque this produces. This produces almost 50 Newton meters or 55 Newton meters more than the Revotron one. So let's see how that translates on the road. So I've driven both the cars, petrol and diesel versions. Petrol was Hyperion engine with 6-speed manual transmission, and the diesel is dual clutch transmission combo, which is new in this. And let's talk about those elements which are common. I felt common in both the cars. One is obviously the platform. This handles really well. The overall feel is very robust. You feel very confident on the road, and the balance is such that you can imagine driving this in regular city condition and also on the highway. So that way, this feels versatile. This feels capable enough for any kind of driving conditions. The ride quality I really liked. The suspension setup is not very rigid, not very soft. So overall, this helps in the handling part also. On a bit faster bends or curves, this handled really well. This gave very confident kind of feedback. So that feel was nice. And on small bumps and potholes, this did transfer some of the sounds, but not the undulation. So that way's ride quality, I think, is sorted. It is very balanced. And if you talk about the braking part, that also gives you confidence, very precise. Another common element which I felt the Tata Motors engineers should work on is, I guess, the NVH levels, because what has happened that both the cars are very torquey. Their power output is such that you would want to push it, and in doing so, the noise level could be irritating at times, but that is the case when you're driving fast, you're pushing too hard. If you're cruising, then I guess both the versions felt very composed and calm. Now the model-specific drive impressions. The Petrol one has this overarching theme of, I would say, torque. It's very torquey. The grunt is easily felt. You can overtake cars even in second, third gears easily, and that gives you confidence if you're driving on a highway. And at lower speeds, that torque could be overwhelming at times. But yeah, I think that is the character of that car. It feels really grunty. If you talk about the diesel version, which I'm driving, the star of this package obviously is the DCT, dual clutch transmission. Very seamless, the way it changes and the way it is behaving with the engine. Gives a very balanced kind of power delivery. There's one more element which is kind of common in both the cars. That was NVH level. I think Tata Motors engineers should work on that a bit extra, because both the engines are powerful, torquey, and you want to push it. And the moment you push it hard or some sudden acceleration, at that time you feel that the NVH level could be a bit better. So that becomes a bit noisy. And in case you're driving alone or you're not listening to any music, then that could become a bit irritating on the long drives. But yeah. A crowded segment getting more crowded. Competition getting tougher, overall sales are stagnating, customers are stuck with a paradox of choices, and the manufacturers struggling to get a share in the humongous compact SUV segment pie. And for Tata Motors, filling this gap between Nexon and Harrier was crucial. The Curvv seems to be a great package with decent drive performance, composed ride quality, and the tech pack which is on offer. Hyperion engine is capable of exciting the enthusiast in you. Dual clutch setup in diesel is a big testament to the fact how Tata Motors have approached this vehicle. Except for the second row space, which is a big priority for the customers in this segment, Curvv ticks most of the boxes. But the challenge is the context. The hottest segment of the Indian car industry, with so many capable products offering almost everything the modern car industry has in the catalogue, is a hard nut to crack. Curvv, for that matter, doesn't seem to be coming in a Creta killer mood. With 3 ICE engine options, an EV version, and a probable CNG option, Curvv seems to be attacking in a unique formation. As we know, strikers make the headlines, but midfielders control the game.